Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of fucking Car Talk. Today, episode 2, second day in a row. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep it up, but we're gonna go for it. We're gonna try it. Just ripping home. I waited a bit later before I started recording on my commute, just because today people were a little extra fucking crazy. Not too crazy, but like there's some sections of road that were really good, but there's one driver who was just being a prick and he was all over the place. So yeah, now I'm in the home free. I'm in the clear, not the home free. I am home free. Fuck me. Another long day, but got a good sleep last night. I was so tired from that 3:30 to whatever time. Got off work at 3:30 in the morning till 4:30. So I was a little tired, but I couldn't fall asleep early again because then I'd fuck up my day again. I managed to stay awake till 9 and watch the Jets game. Not a bad game at all. Had a couple of beers and then smoked the devil's lettuce. And ended up passing out around 9, which is perfect. Woke up at 6 in the morning, the time I wanted to. Was a bit bewildered because I guess I was a bit more tired from yesterday's smashing away than I thought. My hands felt pretty good. I only had 1 or 2 boards to pull down this morning, so that wasn't bad. Then we started reframing, adding in some more supports for the bay windows. So both bay window frames will be in, and then we'll have to include some more supports, a couple of studs here and there, and then we'll be ready to fucking drywall, which I've never really done before. I've put up drywall here and there, but I'm not a drywaller, so I have no fucking idea. She be falling. Oh, there she goes. I will get a stand one of these days, One of these days I'll do it. Today's not the day. But, So, what I was talking about, I'm going to mention it yesterday. What I want to talk about today, mainly, what's been on my mind a lot is routines and how important routines are. I mentioned the Navy SEAL guys, they get up at 4 in the morning and said, fuck that noise, not doing that whatsoever, no interest. But this routine idea, And, so routines in general, I've never been a routine guy. I'm the last minute, fuck it, let's go have some fun, I'll deal with it later type person. That's who I have been for many, many years. I got up and I moved around right after college. I moved to the Caribbean I think I was in the Cayman Islands for 2 years, and then I came back to Winnipeg for a little bit, then I went down to Fort McMurray I think I was there for 2 years, and then my house ended up burning down the wildfires. If you look at my earlier videos in the YouTube channel, I posted some of my evacuation videos, which are pretty wild, if I do say so myself. But so then I went to Toronto after the house burned down. Spent 3 years in Toronto, and then just got fed up of the rat race. Toronto's a great city. Definitely recommend visiting it. But to live there, you got to make over $100,000 fucking dollars a year, or else it's like, hey, do you just work to work? You know what I mean? Or sorry, work to live, not work to have fun. So that's a good part about Winnipeg, and one of the reasons why I chose it is the cost of living here is just so fucking low. I think my rent is like 3/4 lower here than it was in Toronto. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I was paying a lot in Toronto. Not to mention everything like bus fare and the bus was like, I forget what it was now. It's like 130 fucking bucks a month for a pass, which is insane. Or it was like $375 per trip. When I was taking the bus years ago, it was like a $1.25. That's good. When you're paying almost $4 a trip, and then you have to take multiple trips a day, you're spending like $20 fucking a day. You have to get the pass, but it always hurts. 130 bucks doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're trying to make ends meet to live in fucking Toronto, it does add up a lot. I hate being a penny pincher. When I was in the Caribbean, I made great money bartending on the beach and this and that. In Fort Mac, I made, Fort Mac money. And for any of you guys that know about Fort McMurray. So now, I'm in Winnipeg, getting my routine going, gotta get some side income going, I've been doing a lot of a lot of work and research into investing. I want to start getting more into that. Just trying to figure out little avenues, and I can't do all these avenues that I want to do unless I have a good routine. So, gotta work on the routines right now. And I'm 2 weeks into the routine of just getting up early, getting extra work done, and it's been feeling really good. I feel pretty good in general. So it's nice, it's nice to see the change that you want to happen and be comfortable with it. There's nothing worse than starting something and then not finishing it, like me at the gym. Oh, I'll go to the gym, big workout today, big workout. 10 minutes on the bike, 10 minutes on the treadmill, 10 minutes on the fucking erging machine. I pump weights for like 5 minutes and I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Yeah, so that's not the best. That's not the best. That's why I like having a job that's physical. That way I don't have to force myself to go to the fucking gym all the time. But that being said, you know, it's pretty darn sweet in general, seeing these changes and being able to show yourself like, fuck yeah, I'm doing this. So as long as I keep this up, I think we're heading in a good direction. You know, I was pretty excited how much work I got done last week and how much work I'm getting done this week. And it's nice though, because of all this extra time I'm spending during the week, my weekends are fucking free to do what I want. Whether it's build a raised garden bed or go quadding, or you know what I mean, just go drink some fucking beer with the boys down by the bonfire, you know, like whatever I want. Yeah, so that means I'm excited, because that means this summer, if I can keep this up, I want to start doing like little getaway trips, you know, all across Manitoba. Like I want to go pick a spot on the map, drive there, spend the weekend there, and just check it out. You know, some places closer than others, because there's some fucking far north place like Thompson in the Paw, which I've been to once before years ago, and I'd love to check it out again. But it's like 8-9 hours north. Not really doable on a weekend. Maybe a long weekend if I really feel like pushing it. But I'm not gonna take time off to go fucking bumfuck nowhere up north. Not saying that there's nothing. Like I said, it's a beautiful place. I really enjoyed it when I was there. But I was there for work, so I didn't really get to explore much. And that's back when my fucking insurance days, selling life insurance and sickness insurance. And oh god, good job. Fucking is weird though. Talking to people about their health and potential death and their future, and you know, it's really important. Oh god, I don't even get into it. I'm like a happy-go-lucky guy, you know. I don't like confrontation. I don't like putting myself in situations where I like fuck me, like I'm hurting someone, or I have to talk about something very uncomfortable. Like past girlfriends fucking hate that, because like, come on, just talk to me. And if it's anything confrontational, I'm like, no. Like, you're right. It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Don't worry about it. You know. I'm sure there's a few of them rolling their eyes right now, just even the thought of me saying that. But you know, yeah. So you know, little trips and shit. See, it's funny. I'm saying yeah, no instead of because I used to be an guy, and I hate when people say too much in videos or when they're talking. Yeah. So now when I get paused for a second, like you know, hey bud, hey, you know, that's more country, but it's the way she goes. No, darn it. See, did it again. Anyways. Yeah, so head her on home, and then probably again stop at the vendor, because on these hard days, you know, I like to have a cold beer. And I think my beer of choice is Dab. I love a good German Dab. Like, I'm a big beer guy. I'm not like a prissy, pompous, like snobby, whatever you want to call it, beer drinker. Like, I'll drink a fucking beer, whether it's Natty Light or it's Dab. I'm not big into the big hoppiness shit, like overly hoppy. People are like, oh, craft beer is so good when it's super hoppy, or like, not, they don't say that, but like anytime I hear this craft beer is amazing, it's just like overly hoppy. And I'm not a big hops guy. Like, I like some hops in my beer, but like, fuck me. I have a buddy who's super into craft beer, and every time he brings something around, I'm like this is a fucking meal? Like, what am I drinking, you know? Guinness is probably the heaviest beer I want to drink. I love Guinness, but in terms of like, I don't need a hoppy, heavy craft beer. Like, I like to pound a few back on the weekends. So like, on the weekends, I'm like a Kokanee or a Labatt's Bleu, Le Bleu, you know? Just gonna do a little lane change. Yeah, that's the type of shit I drink. But Dab, part of the reason I like Dab is like, it's got a bit of flavor to it. It's not super heavy, it's not super light, it's got a nice crispness, and it follows the German purity laws. And I can't remember if it's 3 or 4, I think it's 4 ingredients. German purity laws are like, you can only use 4 ingredients the entire beer, and like Bud Light I think has like fucking 30 or 40 ingredients in it, if I recall. I can't really remember that type of shit. I've been out of the bar industry for over a year and a half now, and I've kind of just thrown all that information out to learn all this trade shit. But yeah, German purity laws. And I think with Dab, it's like they have the same recipe as like 1865 or some shit, like whenever they were founded, and I'm like, that's cool. I'm a big history buff, and if I can have the same beer that is fucking with these guys back in the day, I'm totally down. I tried making my own beer once. It's just a lot of fucking work for what you get, and like, you know, you have to let it sit and first make the beer, and then if you want it nice and carbonated and this and that, you gotta bottle it with some more shit. It just takes forever. It takes like over a month, and I'm not into that. Then I started doing my own moonshine. No flavored ones, just sugar, water, yeast in a pail for my mash. And then I bought like a tabletop still for like $350 from the internet. Read up on it, made sure, I got rid of the head, don't want to go blind and all those extra, all that runoff stuff. But that was pretty good. Came out about like on average like 70%, I would say. Yeah, I'd say about 70% was the average. I bought like a hydrometer, I think it's called. It measures alcohol levels. And yeah, so 70% was good, but I'd have like fucking 3 fingers in a glass and I'd be fucking totally blackout. So I started watering down to 40%. And it's not bad, but it has like, I know you're supposed to charcoal filter it a bunch, and I was using Britas and like a charcoal snake, but I get like an overly yeasty flavor. And I've been trying to figure out the right balance between the sugars and the yeast to try and eat up that flavor. And I can't seem to get away, and it gives me a headache in the morning. I don't know, yeah, so my dad makes it, and his is pretty fucking good. Mine, not so much. So I took a break from that. So I think what I'm doing, oh yeah, and then I did the fucking shortcut way of making booze, which is I took the mash and I strained it through a t-shirt and then cheesecloth like 10 fucking times. So it was only like I think it was like 18% mash, and I just add spiced rum flavoring to it. That was actually pretty good. Really fucking sweet though. That was a mean hangover. That was a fucking mean hangover for sure. But yeah, no. So I'm thinking, I've been doing some research. What I would like to do is mead. I think mead is a happy medium. From my understanding of mead, it's just a honey liquor, honey wine, or whatever you want to call it. Right? Just honey, yeast, and I think that's it, and water. I think basically is it. But here you can get some really good flavors of it. And I'm looking for something that's like not too sweet. I can make a lot of for super cheap. Because like I like my beer, but like I like to have weekday beers, and like fuck man, like get 3 tall cans is $10. It's $10 a day, $50 a week. That's way too much money to be spending on beer, man. But like it's like I had this conversation with my dad the other day. He's a big wine drinker. And, it's one of the things where like it's like your happiness equation. Like, yeah, is it really healthy to drink 2 to 3 tall cans a day? Probably not. But you know what? It makes me happy. And I think it's the little things in life sometimes. I eat healthy. I have a physically demanding job where I'm in pretty good shape. But yeah, my little beer here and there is like what gets me through the shittiness sometimes. But yeah, anyways, so I want something that's more cost effective. So I just stopped spending so much money on fucking beer. And plus, I like the history of it. Like, I like to think the fact that like monks were making mead and just getting mead drunk all the time. Like, that sounds pretty fucking sweet on the weekends, And if it tastes good and it's not overly sweet, what the fuck not, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about what you're drinking for and who you're drinking with. And yeah, so I have too much shit going on, like between my raised garden bed and my side projects to start making fucking mead. But once my raised garden bed is done, I think that is my next step. Because I'm gonna make a little mead and see how I go. Like I have all the turbo yeast, I have all the sanitizers for the containers and stuff. I have the 5 or 10 gallon pails to make it in. I have the carboys. I literally have everything. I just need to go get the honey. So it's not that big to start it because I've been producing my own shit for a while now. But yeah, no, I think that's what I'm gonna be doing and just fucking go from there, day by day. Take this fucking pandemic in stride. I've noticed that since lockdown, I've definitely gotten like pretty adventurous in the type of shit I want to do. Fucking before lockdown, I'd come home, drink my beer, fucking stream some Warzone, and that was fucking it. That was it. That was all. That's all she wrote. But now I'm expanding on other projects outside of Netflix and Warzone. Speaking of which, I will be streaming tonight again. I'm almost home actually. Just gotta stop at the vendor first. And yeah, I'll run an hour-long stream. I'm liking the hour-long streams. Allows me to run a couple games of Resurgence in, and a couple Warzones in. But yeah, no, definitely come and check me out at jmac_streams at Twitch. Again, I'll put the link in the bio when I finally upload this shit. And yeah, I think that'll be it for today, guys. Thanks for coming along on my shitty-ass fucking commute, and hope you liked fucking car talk. I don't know what that accent is. Not really supposed to be anything. I just have a buddy who just fucking yells like this, buddy. So, God. All right, anyways, I'm going to leave that off right fucking there. All right, come on, really? There's no stop sign here. All right, anyways, I'm gonna let you guys fucking go. Thanks for getting weird with me. Thanks for, you know, just being here. Anyways, I'm not gonna get all fucking cheesy like everybody else. Like and subscribe, like do what you fucking want. I hope you come back, but at the end of the day, I'm doing this for fun. So, have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon.